I've got audio. Mic is miking. Heard slight echo, so mic is miking properly. So we are good to begin. So in the last segment, we had finished off the initial run of Final Fantasy X-2 and started on the second run, which is heavily featuring the creature creator. And got my quote-unquote cheat sheet here of the monsters that were available in the first chapter, and we've got close to half done so far. And I believe the last time we finished off after going through Dive Beak and such. I'm correct. Cool. Alright, so we're gonna start out like we were finishing up. We're gonna go through and do capturing, gonna level some people up, and we're gonna go through some stories. So last, we were in the Man High Road region. Let's see, and I've got medium, large, a special, and that is it. Alright. There is one medium to grab here. A. And it was not you. And that is definitely an issue that can come up sometimes. Even though you should only have to worry about, or even though you should primarily get the things that you don't have details of first, every now and then you will get the duplicates first. You are persistent. So yeah, I should be getting the Proto-Chimera. But Proto-Chimera is not Proto-Chimerian. We'll find them. I'm going to skip Man High Road and go back to... Let's see. Can't do any for Mushroom Rock, can't do any in Jose. Moonflow. No, because I just used up my medium. Oh, wait, yes. Large. So I can get the mediums from Moonflow. No, I can't, because I just used those up trying to get the Proto-Chimera from me. Shell Shocker. Good old snail. Trying to remember, because I'm pretty sure the Shell Shocker in its design is specifically based off of the Monster Arena creation. I can't remember the name of that one. It's not Catastrophe because that's the redo of the Sin Spawn that's on Kilika. And I'm gonna have to start up 10 just to look at that specifically. Alright. So, let me mark. Come on, thing. Mark off Shell Shocker. Properly mark off Shell Shocker, not cross into the other thing by accident. Okay. Looks Slum has no large. Thunder Plains has 2 large. Oju. And you're not what I want. You're not even on the list for what to catch here. Technically, neither is the thing on Mihen, that Iron Giant. Well, phew. Oh, wait. Hang on. Oh, duh. I remember why that one didn't come up. So that was just the waste off of a thing. Whoopsie daisies. We'll get to that here momentarily. So, first though, mark off Ochu. And we're gonna go to Guado Salam, Special Sphere, Humanoid. Not the one I was hoping to get, but sure. Shigun. These ones, I am fairly certain you can't just immediately let go, and you actually have to level them up and go through their story. We're gonna go Trap Pod. Trap Pod has been supplied. Now going back to Mian High Road, which I completely just went right over. Holy crap, I got the Chocobo early. That is usually the last thing that I get from here. Hell yeah. Okay, now do the Chocobo Cup. So, mark off Chocobo. Tripod M has been supplied. Okay, alright. Can try it again. Even if I don't actually get this. Purpurea, no. There are more small things here that I need to catch. Come on. Okay, so there's the wild wolf. Technically, the thing that I was trying to catch with the medium here, you have a potential of catching it in a small also. Oh. Crap. Alright. Creature creator menu, because I screwed up. I thought I still had one more space. That'll teach me to not properly count. But now that I've got the Chocobo though. Chocobo Cup. Oops. That's right, I have to do that first. Party members. Chocobo. Yeah. Because I don't remember how difficult the Chocobo Cup actually is. I'm going to leave Kamari and Lulu in here. Let's see. You. You. Yeah, we'll do this. Telekinesis. Gonna see some 2 dice. Santetsu. I think I'll give you Samurai. See what happens. Give you a Kaiser Knuckle. And Crystal Bagel. Alright. Enter. Cup of the Chocobo. Doop 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 doop. Bow. Chocobo and pals. Oh, that's right. This is what introduces those things. Technically, should have introduced those in that first run, but since I didn't want to go through the Mian High Road dungeon, because I didn't have enough bombs, they didn't get introduced yet. Vessel Hunters, just Chocobos. Nice friends. Chocobo and Chocobo Eater. Beauty of Nature, Proputtery and a Chocobo. Wild Bird, I think, is supposed to just be the wonderful Chocobo. I think that's the idea behind it. Lions, Chocobo, and 2 Muffets, I think. And Fish and Chips. The Remora with its weird name for this game, and Chocobo. Needless to say, there's always going to be a Chocobo in the encounter.
Storm comes.
Thunder. Dismissal. Well, nice try, Chocobo, but it didn't work.
Can you?
Ah! You said you could kill Lulu. Learned White Wind. There we go. Damn it, Kamari. Bring Lulu back. Oh my god, Kamari. Oh god. Ow. Oh, okay. He did do White Wind. Ow. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so this is gonna be brutal and not at all easily possible. Noted. So then, at this point, I guess it's back to the normal. Gonna do some battle simulations and meet back to do the story times. Alright. Done enough fights on everyone. They're all ready to go. It took a few hours longer than expected because as I was busy leveling up Shell Shocker here, I dozed off for a couple hours. But that was then, this is now. This place is so cramped. Where am I? I was sleeping so peacefully. Did you have to wake me up? What? Work again? But I just did some work. You know? Oh wait. Here. Match arena? What a hassle. Do I really have to? I forgot to tell you, I need 3 days of sleep for every 1 day of work. And so, bedtime. Wake me up 3 days after you find my next opponent. Come on, this is fiend abuse. I was having such a great dream too. Eating takes too much effort, so I don't want to burn too much energy. If I don't burn too much energy, then I can just stay asleep like this forever. What kind of dream was it? Oh, I had the best dream there is. A dream about sleeping. Now what is it? You're going to let me out of here? Really? Well, to be honest, I've gotten used to sleeping all cooped up in here. So I really don't feel like moving. Do I have to get out? Yeah, Shell Shocker is apparently one of my spirit fiends, because I too sleep a lot. Also, I figured out, or remember the enemy name that I was thinking of for this dude. It was Nesslug. Where are we going again? Far plane. That's far. Like, we are done with your shit. Yeah. Hmm. Hurry up and go. Rubbing sleepy eyes. Sleepy Sneaky has entered the Fiend Arena. Trapod medium. Man, let's pull back up. How many more of these do I need? And this didn't save the updates. You stupid thing. I am gonna still need a couple. Okay. Shell Shocker, done. Next up is Ochu. It appears beauty and luck don't go hand in hand. I died just as things were looking up. Then I thought I would look for romance in the far plane, but then I find that I've become a fiend. And a hideous fiend at that. I'm sure they are responsible for this. They envied my beauty. But it's not their fault. It's not their fault they were ugly. It was my fault for being so beautiful. Beauty is such a sin. I was the star dancer on Tobley's stage. More beautiful, more skilled than all the other dancers. My smile after a lavish performance stole the hearts of the crowd. You aren't too shabby yourself, High Summoner, but a word of advice if I may. Try to have more confidence in yourself. If you can do that, you'll blossom even more. Yes, I was popular, but that also meant I had many enemies. The top dancer before me, for example, must have despised me for stealing the spotlight. But she should actually be grateful to me because I made her realize how ugly she really was. Now I realize she must have been the one who poisoned my drink. But that's okay, you see. I was too beautiful to live a long life anyway. The moon lilies that grow on the banks of the moonflow are so precious, don't you agree? One legend tells of the spirits of those who died tragically making their way here and becoming flowers. I made up my mind. I'm not going to go to the far plane just yet. I'll stay here and become the moonflows. No, I'll become the most beautiful flower in Spira, enchanting all that gaze upon me. Normally all you that make yourself or try to make yourself sound like you're the most prettiest person ever. In my experience, you are the furthest from. And not even just physically. That's the mentality of a shit-ass person, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Beautiful. Now, let me join you. Rejected. My legs won't move any further. I can't under the water. Why? Why can't I go in? Because you're a narcissistic a-hole. Ha ha ha. Who's there? Ha ha ha. Who is it? You must be joking. Have you seen yourself in a mirror? Ha ha ha. You can't let someone as ugly as you enter the Moonflow. There's a river much more suited to you. Now you hold on. It may look like this now, but before, only the souls of the beautiful may become moon lilies. What is ugly about you is not your exterior, but rather the soul that dwells within. Think about that for a moment. That's so terrible. But it's true. I was wrong. For many nights after, Ochu cried and cried. It regretted that attitude it took toward others in its previous life. And on the morning of the 10th day, Ochu was gone. In its place was a beautiful flower. It's huge. That's what he said. Crab Pod Special. Oh yeah. Next up, Shigun, who actually has a shorter story in terms of, yeah. Anyway, let me brief you on my profile. I'm just your average goon. I clean up around the chateau, cook meals, that kind of thing. My hobby is dessert making. Things I'm proud of? Well, I was once voted #1 goon I want to marry. They call me Pink. Shinra analysis. She is now the former #1 goon I want to marry. It appears younger goons have taken the spotlight away from her. She isn't asked out on dates anymore. Her big hand up is that her uniform is feeling tighter these days. Age is unknown. Logos. Or me. Here I am, still a wallflower. I've had enough. Goodbye, everyone. To be continued. Trap pod large has been supplied. That I do need. Chocobo. So, I'm not going to release the Chocobo yet because the Chocobo is necessary for the Chocobo Cup, and I do want to win that a few times. So for a little while at least, Chocobo here is going to be taking up some space. But, in, out. That's what's called taking a deep breath. Breathing in the autumn air of the calm lands makes my body feel so light. Feel like I could run forever. Watch me. Hey, did you know? Spring is when the moon flows at its most beautiful. During spring, when the moonflies blossom and when you can see the fireflies. You can see the most fireflies. Lovers gather by the mink. It's mating season for shoepost and hypello too. Me too, of course. I'm gonna find a nice boy and walk along the moonflow holding hands. Have you ever heard the sound of the waves at dusk on Besaid's white beaches? The sea is painted red and the waves get so quiet. I watched for a long time. Sad that the day was over. I guess that's about it for summer memories. Winter I don't like very much because I can't go anywhere. I'll think about the next spring when the new year arrives. I'll make many more memories. And don't forget about me, okay? Always, always, always remember me. Well, you're stuck here for a bit, Chocobo. And the wild wolf. You know, when I was human, I was Albert. I grew up at a camp in Beaconell. Oh yeah. And yes, depending on if you have the Albed primers, this very well could all be an Albed for you to translate. Desert men, when they come of age, have to dig to support the tribe. Right now we're scattered, but one day we'll gather to build a big new home. The day of the first dig came too, eventually. Oops. I was so happy to think that I had become an adult. I couldn't sleep at all the night before. Before leaving for the site, they taught me things like, don't underestimate the desert, and go back at the first sign of danger. But I was just so excited, so I kinda messed up. Right at the start, I bolted off on my own, and then all of a sudden, there was no one around. By the time I knew I was in trouble, the sun was burning me, and I couldn't move. When I woke up next, I had turned into a fiend. I guess I died. My first dig ended up being my last. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry. I was gonna dig real hard so that you wouldn't have to work anymore. I wandered all over Sweer after that, but in the end, I just wanted to go home. Can you take me back to Beaconell? I've come back home. Rough, rough. Where did I bury that bone? Was it over here? Obtained a special parts Z. Wow, you're good. You were looking for that for a very long time. You've got some talent. How would you like to work here? This way, this way. Alright. Stop, unlike you, I'm not good with the heat. Humans get tired so quickly. Don't hurry up, I'm gonna dig it all up myself. Good job, Dog Band. Alright. But that is all the current ones to release, so I've got 4 more to go. Now back to me, hun. Get small. Hopefully get that fly eye. There it is. Very small again. See if this will actually grab the proto chimera. Nope. Grab the dive beak. Why is this one being so stubborn? Yeah, I could do this, but I'm going to wait on that. Grab the rest of the dudes first. Alright. Mushroom rock. I need small, which I do not have. Jose is small. Moonflow, small / medium. So let's see if I can get either of the two with this. Oh, well, there's my Proto Chimera that I was after at the other spot. You know, you're a jerk. Set pod. Moonflow. Once more with the medium. The Tidus, or something like that. The big bonefish. Largeness special. I think. It's special. For the humanoids. Army. The last of the new game plus dudes in Guadalajara at this time. Allowing the gold rings? Yes. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to the creature creator menu. Creature history. Army.
Feel like taking a spin?
There's no Fate Tail. Release. Now back to creatures. So after would be Thunder Plains, which that's the one that I have to do in order. Beacon Hell. Large. We obtain Zoo. Whole damn zoo. Alright. And Trap Pod Small has been supplied. Okay. There. Okay. As everybody knows the drill by now, I'm gonna clear up these guys with their story, and we'll meet back for story time. Alright, second set of the day has been leveled up. Went to the wrong menu because I am a genius. Fly Eye. My grandmother used to scare me with her tales. If you don't behave, you'll turn into a fiend. To think she was right. Now what am I supposed to do? But she also used to say, you'll be made into something that reflects your sins. And that's why I look like this now? What's with the bat wings and this big bulging eye? It looks so ugly. No girl would even give me a second glance. Don't you think this is a little much? I mean, I don't think I did that many bad things. Want to know what I did? Nothing you should worry yourself about. Just, you know, guy stuff. Hang on. With these wings, I can fly anywhere, and this sight lets me see so clearly. Go wings, I think I've gotten back my will to live. I've come seeking thrills. And off I go. Ah, I see someone. Yes, this is the one thing I can't give up. I've become a fiend already. What could they possibly do to me now for peeping? Oh yeah, this is nice. Okay, now. Maybe I'll get a little closer. Huh? Alarm! Ah, an old woman. That was a nice bath. I got a little rowdy in there. I feel rejuvenated. Blah, ha, ha, ha. Grandma sure packs a wall. Tripod large. Still need at least 3 of these. Next. Proto Chimera. I had 2 children. My son graduated top of his class from Yevon Academy and became a monk in Jose. I was so proud of him, but he hasn't returned home at all. He must have been so busy. Oh, excuse me. Must have been so busy, but I would have been happy to even get a letter. My dear boy, your mother misses you. My daughter must have felt she was always being acted against her brother. She became quite rebellious. After a while, she wouldn't even speak to me, and one day, she left home. She was actually a gentle, sweet girl. It broke my heart to see her so unhappy. It's your mother's fault that things turned out this way. I'm so sorry. I lost the will to live and fell gravely ill. I figured I would be sent to the far plane when my time came. Welcome, I found myself the way you see me now. For a while, I was inconsolable. But I've realized recently that there are good things about becoming a fiend. Jose was attacked by sin just as I drew my last breath. Not only my son, who was working at the temple, but also my daughter was in Jose at the time. All of our lives ended at the same time. I cursed the cruelty of sin, but then a miracle happened. The miracle that sin brought upon our family. Mother. Mom. That brought our fractured family back together again. Mother, I'm sorry for making you feel all alone. I'm sorry, Mom. I was lonely too. It's alright. From now on, we'll live and work together as a family. Yes! My darling children, I'm so glad that it turned out this way, for us to become one giant chimera creature. Looks like they're having a moment. Hey, let your dad share the joy too. Hey, you're all getting far away. Hey! Poor Dad. Hey! Having restored their familial bond, the Ushi family has entered the arena. Tripod medium, yes. Zyphactinus. There are waters so deep that even the light of the many fireflies on the surface barely reach. I reside in those great depths, but I'm sorry to say there aren't many interesting tales from down there. Oh, well perhaps I could tell you that story of a young boy. It was a summer day, 5 years gone, on the banks of the Moonflow. I noticed a small boy walking by the edge of the water as I traced the path down the shore. It was almost dusk, and tears were rolling down his cheeks. I had a grandson about his age when I was human. I was worried for him, but looking as I do, I would have only frightened him further if I approached. Just as I turned my back to return from whence I came, the boy noticed me. Where'd I leave off? Oh, that's right, when the boy saw me. The boy was not afraid of me, but he did keep crying. He said that he hadn't finished a summer project for school, and classes were about to begin soon. So I decided to tell him the story of the fiend who lived in the depths of the Moonflow. The boy's eyes then suddenly lit up, and from that day forward, he came to hear me tell my tale. By the time the summer break was over, he had finished a project to bring back to school. Ah, you want to hear more? Well, I'm sure the boy was praised for his interesting project. Although I couldn't tell you for sure, because he never came back to the riverbanks. I haven't seen the boy since I am a little sad, in truth, but being with him made me remember my grandson. Sorry, my story is over. I'm getting on in years now. I'll spend my last days in that place. I've returned to the Moonflow. I wonder how the child is doing. Only the old seem to ever think about times long past. I'm sure that child has forgotten all about me. As it should be. Gramps. Gramps, long time no see. Ah, so you do remember me. How have you been? Were you commended for your summer project? Yeah, thanks to you, the teacher was really impressed. I see. I was elated to see the child after 5 long years. And in my joy, I failed to realize until later the scent of moon lilies arising from him. Oh. Huh? What has happened to you? The day when we were given free study and I went to go see you as promised. Couldn't wait to tell you how well I did, so I took a shortcut. Then I slipped and fell into the water and drowned. I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise, Gramps. Why were you in such a hurry? Well, I thought if I didn't hurry, you would go away somewhere. Bah, such foolishness. It was not as if I was going anywhere. So before I took off for the farplane, I wanted to see one last time. Now that I have, I can finally make my way to the farplane. No, I won't let you go alone. What? I now know that someone has to keep an eye on you at all times. I will go to the farplane too. Who knows? They may have homework in the farplane as well. Gramps. To be quite honest, it would have been quite lonesome to go by yourself. Happy endings. Ish. Trap Pod special. Hell yeah. And finale. Zoo. I used to be a treasure hunter and adventurer traveling around Spirit in search of riches. My goal was to obtain hidden treasure never before seen in our time. Set off when I heard a rumor that legendary ruins appeared when the clouds over Gagazet cleared up. But alas, right as the treasure was in my grasp, something happened to me. So, Yuna, I would ask a favor. Would you seek out the treasure in my place? I'll remember the way somehow. Come now, adventure awaits. Now, the adventure has just begun. Lighting a lamp in a cave in Gagazet revealed a shining prismatic stone reflected on water rising from the ground. But there was no time for sightseeing. I had run low on rations and had to press forward. I continued on, praying that I would reach the summit safe. We'd reached the middle of the adventure. Somehow I had made it thus far. Many faith had supposedly resided on the towering cliffs. Now they just tower solemnly in the sky. As I climbed ever higher, I discovered a hot spring. Resting my weary legs was an unexpected delight. I was fully recharged and ready to go, so onwards and upwards. The adventure was almost at its end. Making my way through the dense fog, I finally arrived at the ruins. I continued on the path to the treasure. I could feel it close by, but something happened right here. Something that ended my life and turned me into a fiend. So, Yuna, I had thought to ask you to continue my quest, but I have realized that this is, in the end, my adventure. Let me be the one to finish it. I can feel that treasure waiting for me. What happened to me at the end of my adventure? In order to find out, I have come back to these ruins once again. I recall what I was like back then. Yes, I remember I almost slipped here. Remember climbing this cliff wasn't easy. Well, now I can just fly right over it. So refreshing. Being able to fly is so great. I remember trying to get to the top of this tower. Here we go. Up ahead is where the secret of my past lies. Okay, let's go. A giant fiend has made these ruins its home. You weren't here before. Now that I finally arrived here, Yes, I remember. I was killed by this thing. Get out of here, whelp. I'll have my revenge for last time. This time I will defeat you. You'd think I'd fall for that twice. Boop. Boop. Can't believe it. How could I? My only wish was to return to this place again, so I'm satisfied now. Yuna, here's the treasure I promised. It's all yours now. You scored the accessory, Crystal Ball. Not bad, not bad. Trapod special. Again, hell yeah. Alright, so before I call it, because I do have to get up stupid early for work in the morning, we're at least gonna go through and continue the catchings. So, first, Mushroom Rock with the small trap pod. Boop. Get the Bully Cap. Next up, see, I've got one medium. That I will use in the Thunder Plains. That's the first in the list in order. It should yield me the Lesser Drake. Yep. Set trap pod. Let's see. Small. With those, I don't need to worry about using it for the humans. Okay. Then I'm gonna use the large. In the Calmlands. Adamantoise. Big motherfucking turtle. Creature creator menu. Alright. So I'm going to go this whole session, quote unquote, early. This would have been a bit longer with more content to provide. And, you know, not falling asleep like I said earlier. So, I'm gonna go ahead, end this here, work on the Fiend Arena hopefully tomorrow. Let's see what happens. And from there, see what happens afterwards. Okay, to be fair, I already know what's going to happen. There's still quite a few things that I'm going to need to capture. And if they don't give me a bunch of the small trap pods, because that is the majority of what's left, I'm going to have to do some fights in the arena. But do appreciate you all for watching, and I will see you in the next set.